So that's.
But I mean, Jamie, come on now. You got to agree that there's a certain. I mean, yeah, feel-good movies are really good and they're enjoyable and all that, but there's some. To me, the Academy Award has to be a film that kind of goes above and beyond. Something that really has something that seems a little revolutionary, something that's fresh, new. The Blind Side is standard. I mean, it's a pretty standard feel-good movie. There's nothing that screams revolutionary about that film.
Judging from past nominees and past winners, I don't agree with your analysis. It obviously doesn't have to be something fresh and new.
Well, who do you compare? What do you compare? Well, I mean, obviously the Academy's made some bad choices. I mean, so we know that. But I mean, that's kind of par for the course. But it doesn't make me happy that they awarded those particular films.
If you want something fresh or new, Avatar's fresh in terms of...
Of course. I mean, I'm not upset.
Inglourious Bastards is fresh.
Yeah. Up was a great animated film.
But I wouldn't say that it's fresh.
Up in the Air. I know you won't agree with me there, but...
That's not fresh and new. That's the least fresh and new out of everything.
No, it is not. It is fresh and new.
Fresh and new in terms of, like, when you're comparing it to, a toilet cleaner.
Okay, so Jamie's excited that The Blind Side is in there for.
No, I have no problem with The Blind Side being there.
But it wasn't on your top 10 list, so you can't really agree with it 100%.
No, but I really enjoyed it. Many people really enjoyed it.
Well, nobody's
there's
arguing.
There's not really anything outwardly wrong with it, except.
Well, I never said there's nothing wrong with the film. Like, I think all three of us all liked the film. I mean, it's enjoyable, but it doesn't have a place at the Oscars, I don't think.
It doesn't hold that pantheon of pretentious Oscar nominees.
What is pretentious about these other choices? There's nothing pretentious about Inglourious. I know I can get your argument about Up in the Air, even though I don't agree. But there's nothing pretentious about Inglourious Bastards. I mean, Avatar is an amazing achievement. District 9 is a great, new kind of science fiction film done on a low budget.
I just feel like a lot of people are rallying against The Blind Side being considered in this top 10 because
I don't think it has anything to do with being snooty about it, though. I don't think
because it's a popular entertainment that really doesn't. I mean, so is Avatar, but Avatar has industry-changing kind of ramifications.
Well, let's just compare it to last year with The Dark Knight. I mean, there was the biggest box office blockbuster of the year. It was obviously a crowd-pleasing favorite. But it also, I had it as my best film of the year. I mean, I don't think there was anything snooty about saying that The Dark Knight was a great film.
I think when you expand the category to 10 nominees, it should be more representative of that year in film.
I understand what Jamie's saying, and I can agree. I have less of a problem with The Blind Side being nominated for Best Picture than I do with Sandra Bullock winning Best Actress.
How do you feel about that one, Jamie? Let's find out how you feel about that.
I think Meryl Streep deserves it, but and I think Meryl Streep could still win. But I have no problem with Sandra Bullock because a popularity contest holds a lot of water with Oscar voters.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean
we're not.
So your vote would be for Meryl Streep?
I can't be depressed about every decision the Academy's made over the past.
I didn't say we'd be depressed, but
84 years or whatever it's been. It's par for the course. Sandra Bullock is probably going to win because the momentum is going her way, and it's not above or below the Academy to choose her as the winner. I mean, it's kind of
all right.
Deserves got nothing to do with it, which is from another Oscar-winning movie.
It's the timing. It's all in the timing.
Yeah, I know. But I mean,
Meryl again. Oh please! What difference does it make how many times Meryl Streep wins? If she gives a great freaking performance, if she gives a standout performance in a given year, then she deserves to win.
I love this. Jamie and Michelle are going at it now.
And she's only won twice. She's won twice. She's nominated a lot, but
But really, seriously, I mean, I guess I'm the only one that I don't think Julie and Julia is one of her greatest performances. It felt too much like mimicry to me.
It's not one of her greatest, but it was one of the greatest of the year. She deserves it more than Sandra Bullock. I mean, my vote would be for Gabrielle.
Yeah, mine would too. I'd vote for Sidibe. I'd vote for Carey Mulligan. I'd vote for, who the hell else was in there? I'm missing the fourth.
Helen Mirren.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen The Last Station.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she deserves it more too. But let the movie star get her Oscar.
Well, yeah, like I said, and I think I said this on your show too, Jamie. I mean, it's going to be a great moment because at least she's someone who she knows how much it will mean to her, and I mean, it's better than having like a Jennifer Connelly get up, who seems so blasé about it when she won for A Beautiful Mind. To have someone that gets up and actually is very emotional about the win and understands how important it is, and so it will be a great moment.
She's a genuine
had a great story.
person.
Oh.
Right. But Jamie, you're basically diffusing any kind of argument than we ever give about when we're upset with the Oscar choices. I mean, that's part of our national pastime is to argue about the Oscar choices. I mean, because we want them to be representative of what really is the best of a particular year. We don't just want, great moments on the Oscar telecast.
And I think the Blind Side can be viewed in some circles as one of the 10 best of the year.
It was my sister's favorite movie of the year.
I don't want to be in those circles, but
I think it's a movie a lot of people love, and more than that, it's a movie that a lot of people root for.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that love Transformers also, Jamie.
I don't think there are.
Oh, yes, there are.
I know it made a lot of money, but I bet you anything a lot more people love The Blind Side than they love Transformers 2. They probably don't even remember Transformers 2. They just went to go see it because it was called Transformers 2.
I love this argument.
Well, I think what I said when we did our broadcast that morning was that, now they have 10 nominations. They decided they wanted to have some vanilla ice cream with chocolate sprinkles, and that's what The Blind Side is.
Well, I mean,
that's the actual movie. Vanilla Family brings in some chocolate sprinkles.
Exactly. That's why I said it.
Well, and that's what I mean. I think I said that morning that the Academy certainly cannot complain this year that they don't have a broad representation of films because they've got everything here. I mean, they've got the biggest box office blockbusters of the year. They've got the smallest of independent films. Serious Man and things like that. They've got So I mean. They can't complain that that's going to be the reason for the Oscar.
And I like that idea. I like that idea because I've always been kind of turned off by the Academy being completely hoity-toity, especially when it comes. And this hasn't been rectified this year, especially when it comes to recognizing comedies, which they still haven't.
Well, Jamie, go back to last year. What was hoity-toity about the Best Picture choices?
Well,
you
what were they?
Curious Case of Benjamin Button last year.
Right.
You loved Benjamin Button. I love Slumdog Millionaire. I know you were no big fan of that. What was hoity-toity about that? I mean, those films. Milk. I mean, these were very good, serious films.
Milk is hoity-toity, as is The Reader, really.
Well, I like The Reader, but...
I like The Reader, too.
I just think we should honor films that, are meaningful, that mean something.
Really?
And I'm not saying The Blind Side doesn't mean something. Like I said, it's an enjoyable film.
Do you think that they think The Departed means something?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, that's a really great film. It's a great screenplay.
It is a great film.
Yeah, nothing hoity-toity about that. No Country for Old Men.
Pretty hoity-toity, but I love it.
Yeah, No Country is pretty hoity-toity.
What are you talking about? That is a brilliant screenplay. There's nothing hoity-toity about that.
When every person that goes to see it says, what the hell did that mean?
Right, exactly, because they all want it to be like a David Mamet heist movie where, Josh Brolin pulls through or Tommy Lee Jones swindles everyone in the end or something. I don't know. And they just don't get it.
Well, fuck.
When you're expanding to the top 10, I don't see any. I think you should expand.
Well,
your palette.
Well, okay, but I don't think that the Academy Awards should just be a representation of everything in film that year. I think they should really be the representation of what's the best.
Did you see did you watch Saturday Night Live when they did the sketch of the reading of the Oscars?
I heard that they did it, but I gotta go see that online.
Right, and they just kept going, and they kept the whole episode was terrible. There was only one great sketch on Saturday Night Live this weekend, and that was the "What is Burn Notice" game show. What is Burn Notice? And that was like the only question they asked the contestants. No, it's an actual show going into its 4th season, 9th on the basic cable ratings. There are people who care about this show.
That's a good point, Reggie. Thanks for taking a break from having sex so you could ask that question.
What did he ask?
You were rooting for The Hangover.
Of course I was.
So why would you root for The Hangover and then be pissed off that they nominate The Blind Side?
Because don't you compare the two films? Doesn't The Hangover have a little better screenplay to it? Isn't there something more unique and original to The Hangover than The Blind Side?
Really? You think that? You think I like The Hangover fine? You think that The Hangover has more meaningful, a meaningful essence than The Blind Side?
Do you know how many times
the story of The Hangover?
How many times I've taken in a black person that became a football player?
The inspirational all-American story of The Blind Side. It's less meaningful than let's get drunk and get punched out by Mike Tyson with a tiger in the hotel room of The Hangover.
No, but again, there's something more unique about The Hangover than. I guess I'm looking for uniqueness, Jamie. That's what I'm looking for here. The Blind Side was nothing unique about it. I mean, even if a story, let's put it this way.
So you're looking for uniqueness.
At least The Blind Side is a true story, you know.
Well, true. That's fine, but, you know, we've had all kinds of true stories that, you know, turned out to be shit, but.
Right. I mean, yeah, Amelia was a true story.
Yeah. See? And where was Amelia's nomination? Damn it.
Well, the movie didn't catch on, but you know what true story did catch on?
You loved
the one that's fucking
so
nominated.
This is a good revelation here. I just didn't know you had such a thing for The Blind Side.
I don't. I thought it was moving. I thought it was a really strong movie.
All right.
But a lot of things bothered me about it.
Okay, now let's put it this way then. Would you be bothered then if it won Best Picture? Would that not bother you? That here the Academy Award Best Picture going to join the pantheon of The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2 and Casablanca, Schindler's List, is going to be The Blind Side.
Well, if you put Godfather 2, Schindler's List next to any fucking movie nominated this year...
But that's what you're essentially doing. That's what the Academy Awards are. You're basically saying this is the best of what we achieved this particular year. And The Blind Side, if you're going to have that as the representation of what was the best this industry could do in 2009, I mean, granted, 2009 was a pretty shitty year, but
I thought it was a good year, and I don't see Blind Side being any more of a disappointment for Best Picture than something like Crash or something like Gladiator, which is a run-of-the-mill movie.
Jamie, I don't know you tonight.
Dude, if it were 5 movies, I would say yes, they're crazy for nominating The Blind Side.
No, we're not talking about nominating now. I was talking about just winning.
I would be surprised. I'd be surprised if The Blind Side won. I wouldn't throw shit at the screen because.
Damn it, I would.
Because I rarely agree with what they choose as Best Picture.
Yeah, but at least you could see, maybe you could understand, okay, I can understand why they picked that particular Best Picture. It's, it's you can at least respect their choice. Maybe not agree with it 100%, because I don't always have the, when was the last time that the Best Picture agreed with my number one? Probably American Beauty in 99? But you can't tell me you'd be happy about that you think this is a good thing for the industry.
A good thing for the industry.
Yeah. This industry that we happen to care about a little bit, since we do a whole fucking show about it.
What was the last Best Picture winner that was them just announcing it Best Picture made it good for the industry?
I'm talking about the Academy Awards being basically saying this film that we're selecting, this is, hundreds of years from now, when people go back to say, okay, what were they doing with movies in 2009? And here's The Blind Side as the Best Picture. would you really feel good about that? Would you want your kids to say, you know, oh, The Blind Side, that was, if I'm going to only watch one film in 2009.
Dear God. First of all, the way my life's going, I'm never going to have kids, so I don't have to worry about that. So maybe that's where I'm coming from. As someone that will never pass my
generations of kids.
The kids are already fucked because they're going to see crappy movies.
For you tonight.